Broadcasting live from Studio 3 at Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College, you're watching Stallion TV.
Thanks for joining us for our last broadcast of the semester, here today, May 3rd at Stallion TV. I'm Antonia Platzbecker.
I'm Eileen Bjork, Nova Scotia. We will be showing some of our favorite stories we have done this term and some new stories from here at Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College. A new event was held recently at Lakeside Lawn to give students the opportunity to try something new on the ABAC campus. On the Lakeside Lawn, big obstacles for cover were laid out to prepare for a game of jelly ball. Guns, ammo, and helmets were provided. Jelly ball is the newest alternative to paintball. Freshman Lester Johnston took this time to relieve stress and have fun.
So help relieve stress, get your mind off of your studies and stuff. I mean, it's like being a freshman, you know, you got to take all the classes you don't really want to take. So it's just it's a good break in between stuff. It helps you get your mind off of things, and then when you come back at it, you got it from a different point of view.
Jeremiah Jarrells, a quiet reserve student, got a chance to express himself in a different way.
Why am I always jammed? They're moving up on us.
It'll be a time just to have some fun while the semester is ending. It'll give a chance to have some fun while it still lasts, and just to have fun a bit before, just to get the stress out of finals out of you.
Jelly Ball was just the start of events to come. Jelly Ball is a fun, local option for entertainment with friends here in Tifton.
Going back to March, the very first ABAC pool tournament was held. On behalf of Stallion TV, Eileen Björk reported on it and also won 4th place.
It wasn't just the ice getting broken today at Town Hall. A pool tournament was held in order to test students' skills on one of ABAC's most popular downtown activities. Played with the specific rules to make you ensure you hit, contestants had to have a key level of focus so they wouldn't drop off the competition's map. There were 12 contestants in total, with 2 games going on at once. You can definitely bet the room was echoing with the sound of clacking. And at the end of it all, there was not just 1, but 3 winners. We talked to Bryce Hooley about today's competition and how it turned out.
I think it went very well. I mean, I wish I had a bigger turnout, but I got what I got, and it's actually more than I thought I was going to have. I didn't think a whole lot of people were going to show up, especially when the storm showed up.
What is the idea behind the pool tournament?
Bringing people to Town Hall, and a lot of students don't know it's up here. And so I brought the pool tournament as a way to get people up here.
What makes pool so competitive?
The skill. It takes so much to know how to hit the ball, whether you got to put more force, less force, the angle you got to put it at.
At the end of the day, pool's like every other sport. It doesn't matter what you win or what your score is, as long as you've just had fun. For Stallion TV, I'm Eileen Bjork.
Next year's tournament was set to include a buy-in for more incentive. If you love pool, chalk up your pool cue and start practicing for next year's competition.
Are you looking for some entertainment and a way to support a good cause? Kraken Pro Wrestling is offering both in the upcoming weeks. Stallion TV's Blaine Mitchell tells us more about an upcoming fundraiser.
It's time to release the Kraken!
Kraken Pro Wrestling is a wrestling company based in Tifton. Created by Sam Skaggs, a 5-year veteran in the wrestling industry, he started this local company with one goal in mind.
We started up here this year, and it's a project that I've been working on, and I wanted to bring something to South Georgia. There's a lot of wrestling in the Georgia in terms of the whole state, but in terms of anything below Warner Robins, there's not a lot here. So I thought to use my tools and resources to gather great talent, and I wanted to bring Kraken Pro Wrestling to Tipton.
On May 17th and 18th, Kraken Pro will be holding a fundraiser event for the Alzheimer's Association, where the first champion of the company will be crowned. This fundraiser holds personal sentiment to Sam.
Having close family friends that have memory loss problems, and I see with it being dementia or Alzheimer's, it hurts seeing the families what they go through, and just seeing all the process. I wanted to give back, and this is a great way to give back.
Kraken Pro Wrestling will hold their long-stay Alzheimer's Association fundraiser at the Tipton America Legion Post-21 Fairgrounds. For Stallion TV, I'm Blaine Mitchell.
General admission tickets are $20 for one night and $30 for both, while ringside tickets are $25 for one night and $40 for both. Come on out for a weekend of entertainment.
It's such a shame that we can't experience this wonderful weather while we are stuck inside taking finals. Stallion TV's Ana Pereira is here to tell us more about the weather we're missing out on.
Thank you, Antonia. It is going to be a bit cloudy the rest of the day here in Tifton. The next 2 days are going to be the same, but with a low chance of rain. I think it's an ideal weather for a quiet weekend to study for exams. Saturday and Sunday have a 35 to 45% chance of rain, so be sure to carry your umbrella this weekend, just in case. In time for the last day of finals, Monday has some sunny skies in store for us. And Tuesday, you would not want to stay outside too long, since it has the highest temperature this week, being 90. Apply your sunscreen before going out and stay protected. That was the weather. Back to you, Antonia.
Thank you, Anna. I will be sure to stay inside and study for my exams on this rainy weekend.
One local restaurant fell on some hard times in early April, but the community showed their love in the restaurant's time of need. Stallion TV's Hunter Holden reported.
This was the scene of the fire that occurred at Ed's Truck Stop in Poland, Georgia, during lunch service on March 24th. The fire left damage throughout the front and back of the restaurant. Owner Gail Lee just seemingly lost her livelihood and was facing uncertainty, and still remains humble.
Everybody keeps calling us an icon in the community. We're just a restaurant. We're here. We've always been here, but still it'd be Ed's Truck Stop because we are family around here.
Then the support of the community was not just in thoughtful comments and posts, but many donated to a GoFundMe page to support the restaurant in its time of need. The goal was $10,000, and the community exceeded that and collected a total of $12,700.
It's just amazing how the community comes together. Other communities, they don't do that. Our community does that. We are a small community, but we have a big heart.
While an opening date is still to be determined, plans for a full remodel are underway. For Stallion TV, I'm Hunter Holton.
Since the incident happened, a Facebook page titled Ed's Truck Stop Fire Updates, the renovations to come. The company, Speedy Response, is making progress with the rebuild.
The new club on campus, the African American Male Initiative, has started officially this semester. As AAMI started to get involved more, the group dedication showed. The club, AAMI, started to get really involved this semester, with members of the club going to meadows, attending summits and events on campus. AAMI is establishing its credibility. A dinner to congratulate Black excellence at ABAC and AAMI members themselves was also held, ending the year out at ABAC. Anthony Bazin, a member of AAMI, saw the dedication in the group and got a chance to bond with other members despite being nervous.
So at first, I didn't really know how things were gonna go. Like that nervous factor of being around a group of people, not knowing what I was gonna talk to them about. So I say it's a great way for us all to actually come out of our shell and just be comfortable.
AMI looks like it will make an even bigger impact next semester as they engage and inform the ABAC campus.
Finals. You either get the easy or the elaborate with no in between. One final assignment for Dr. Campbell's lit and film class was to make a movie trailer for a book that doesn't have an adaptation. Here's what Stallion TV's Hunter Holton made for the assignment.
Crap. I gotta turn on the news. Man, what's wrong with those folks? At least I'm finally here. Now let's see what was going on.
Let's dive into all of this, just how former Ambassador Nikki Haley's grip on a sizable share of Republicans in the battleground state of Pennsylvania, how that happened and could affect the race the rest of the year. Matt Gorman and Caitlin Huey-Burns are with us now here at the table in Washington. We appreciate you both being here. Thank you. Matt, you've worked for Senator Tim Scott and many other Republican candidates on a national level. When you see what happened in Pennsylvania, do you see a microcosm for something that could be playing out nationwide among some Republicans skittish about Trump? Or is it more just a protest and they'll come home in November?
I think the latter for a very specific reason. Last night, as you mentioned before, Brian Fitzpatrick, a very competitive primary against a challenger who's further to the right. So I think when you see those voters, that's more of a good sign for Brian Fitzpatrick's turnout operation than anything else. He's able to raise voters there who are more moderate, they're in the party, and when they're there, they're voting in primarily for Fitzpatrick, and they're making decisions to move Brian and protest against Trump.
Breaking tonight, people around the world are experiencing something called the Holocaust that is spreading throughout the air. They can seem to act just like normal people, but they are harming anyone to get in their path. So if you see any persons fitting these descriptions, make sure to stay away and call 911. One company has produced a substance called Synfresh. This can seem to help some people, but the world is in shambles. We have some video from on the scene at the concert in the desert, where it seems to be overrun by these monsters. One young woman by the name of Val has went feral and started to infect other concert goers. Here is more footage from the scene.
Now, I would definitely buy a ticket to see that movie.
The once-in-a-while opportunity that occurred this semester was the solar eclipse. Stallion TV's Eileen Nova Scotia attended the event earlier in April and gave us the scoop.
On Monday, students got together in the meadows to do a bit of stargazing with added protection at the most important star to Earth, with our moon meeting it in the middle. However, this is a long process, so the Campus Activity Board, along with collaboration with Horticulture and the Pegasus Literary Magazine, allowed for everyone to learn more about the eclipse and have a bit of fun. We talked to attendant Stella Huntflet on how her experience was.
I think it was pretty cool. Solar eclipses don't happen that often, especially totality ones. So even though we didn't get the ring totality, seeing the crescent totality was still really cool.
One highlight comes from Stallion TV's Hunter Holton, aka DJ Sunshine, who hooked everyone up with the proper music to kill the time. Not only that, but it also attracted a wide crowd for karaoke.
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a web.
There are equally entertaining side attractions like viewing the eclipse through a telescope, learning about special reactions plants bear during the eclipse, and Dr. Elaine teaching everyone about the many different ways to see the eclipse. The next solar eclipse isn't until 2044, but everybody that got to see the eclipse today got the treat of being able to watch something uncommon burn out bright. For Stallion TV, I'm Eileen Bjork, Nova Scotia.
While the next eclipse is coming in 2044, for South Georgia we will be able to see it in 2045. Get your future spouse and kids together to watch it as a fun family activity.
The ABAC Student Art Show allows students to have a creative outlet and to showcase their artistic talents. Stallion TV's Absai Vasquez reports.
Students from a range of schools and majors have art displayed at Edwards Hall. Viewers of the art show can come and engage with a more creative side of ABAC. One student who has taken advantage of this opportunity is Bethany Rentz, a history and government major.
Well, I haven't been able to participate in an art show since high school, so whenever the opportunity came up to display my art again, I jumped at it because I was like, it's been so long.
Each display holds impressive art pieces crafted by creative students. For Bethany, she shares her art to express her personality.
The first thing that came to mind when I think of like what my art says about me is that I'm very nerdy. I think it means like being able to share another part of me with people. Like I don't really know what sparked that. It's just something I was drawn to, no pun intended.
As impressive as her display is, Bethany had to start from somewhere. She hopes that her art will inspire others to start creating for themselves.
I would say that if you're just starting out doing art, it doesn't matter what skill level you're at, just go for it.
The exhibit remained open until April 30th, and it was a huge success.
In college, people come and people go, but for professors, sometimes it hits close to home. The Writing and Communication Department here at ABAC is losing one of its beloved faculty members. Here's Eileen Bjork, Nova Scotia, with more about it.
In the Carlton Center, on the third floor in this office, is Dr. Thomas Grant, a professor of writing and communication for the School of Arts and Sciences at ABAC. However, in March, Grant revealed to many of his students that after 12 years, he will be leaving ABAC to teach at the University of Alabama.
I mean, I'm leaving because I wanted to go someplace where I could teach students who are more directly interested in the things that I'm interested in. But I'd like to be able to work with a larger department where they have more students who are interested in the kinds of things that I am skilled in.
This being said, there are big shoes to fill. Dr. Grant was previously the advisor for the Stallion newspaper and the podcast. He also taught special courses like photojournalism and communication ethics. Most importantly, introduction to broadcast and advanced broadcasting were also taught by him. However, finding a replacement may prove difficult, as most of his courses circle around journalism and media.
You're going out and getting these stories, and he might help you with a story or something, but it's just pointing you in the direction and letting you make the mistakes, and he's coming along and correcting them and telling you how you can do something better.
But while Dr. Grant may be leaving ABAC, his impact on his students isn't.
I don't think without Tom Grant, the writing communication major would be possible. He fills so many roles and was always there to help students.
So even though I am a agricultural communications student, the impact that he has made is getting me interested in writing more and connecting more to my communication side of my major.
I know myself and other past students wouldn't have graduated without his classes. So I think he is an essential part, and a lot of people are going to be sad to see him go.
I honestly really enjoyed his classes, so I thought he'd be a great teacher for broadcasting next semester and journalism and stuff, but now he's leaving, so I don't get to experience him anymore.
Dr. Grant's input into the writing communication pathway is integral thanks to his hands-on experiences and his branching pathways that he's offered. Thus, we only wish him well and hopes that he carries this over with him into Alabama. For Stallion TV, I'm Eileen Bjork, Nova Scotia.
With time, the courses that Dr. Grant has taught will be taught further by other professors here. However, there will simply never be another Dr. Grant or a person that taught like him.
I'll be honest, my favorite course that Dr. Grant probably taught to me was ethics, because it really showed what the definition of right was in someone's eyes. What about y'all?
I really like composition because I like more freedom when it comes to my writing.
I loved composition, but my favorite class will always be advanced broadcasting, which is this class. Well, it has been a great spring semester, and Stallion TV thanks you for tuning in for our final show. I'm Antonia Platzbecker.
I'm Anna Pereira.
And I'm Eileen Bjork, Nova Scotia. And from us here in the studio, we wish you a great summer, and we'll see you next semester here at Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College.